as in Peaches, right?
Oh yeah, I love Peaches. Tell us at hi.
Right. I will, but like I call her he still because he's a he. But anyway, he comes around and like he wears makeup and he does his hair in a certain kind of way, and my nieces get confused and they be like, saying she and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't want it'd be kind of crazy because it's like I really don't want him to confuse them and but it's not like I don't want him to be around them. But, they do get confused, her and she and blah, blah, blah. No, that's a boy. That's a boy. He just got makeup on. That's a boy. I be trying to let them know, don't confuse that.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the person. It has nothing to do with the person himself or what they do or that has nothing to do with it. It's just the whole fact of the child. You know what I'm saying? It's just the child you're thinking about, the child's brain that you're thinking of, the child's mind. You want the child never to be confused ever. If they're at an age where they can separate something and say, okay, this is abnormal, but this is something I will accept because that's the way my father raised me to accept everybody, that's their decision. But when you have a child that's very impressionable and very naive and they're seeing all this stuff, it's like they're soaking everything in. Their mind is like a sponge. So if they see two guys kissing each other, if I have a son and we're walking around the park, and he sees two guys hugging each other and kissing each other, he's going to think, oh, that's normal because it's outside, we're walking outside, and that's what I see. It's normal.
But after, in the same sense, we see straight people kiss all the time, and none of us are straight.
I know, but the thing is, we're grown. We know who we are. We know who we are. But there's children that do not know who they are yet, and my child would not know who he is until a certain age. And if
how do you feel about straight people kissing in front of him, though?
But what if he goes to school and he does that to a guy? What if my son goes to school and he does what he saw yesterday? Just like somebody just said on his phone that they saw lesbians kissing and they kissed a girl. They repeated what they saw on television. And let's not lie, it's more acceptable for a child to repeat something that they saw on television if it's something, straight or something. I don't ever want my child to go through anything being teased or anything like that. Never. And
I wouldn't want my kids to go through that either.
Exactly. No matter what you are personally, I will let my child decide who they are for themselves. Whether they be straight, whether they be gay, I'm not going to push them either way. I'm not going to say you have to be straight because I'm gay and you cannot be gay because I'm gay, or you have to be gay. No, this is my child. This is my child. He's his own person. Let my child make his decision. He's not going to come out with your sex. He's going to come out with your genes, but not your sexual orientation. And you have to let your child realize that you're raising a man and realize that you have to raise a man as a man. And it's not saying that it's certain things that you can't, that they can't do it, they're not allowed to. Let him decide that for themselves. I don't want him seeing that. And that's who I am, so I can say that. I can say that if I had a boyfriend, I would not be sitting there kissing my boyfriend in front of my son. And if anybody said that they would do that, I would have to question their parenting skills, honestly.
Right.
I would question their parenting skills.
So what about showing other signs of affection, though? What about hugging him or,
That's no problem. That's no problem because guys can hug each other. That's no problem. If he goes to school, that's all I'm thinking about. What is my child going to do when he goes to school? Because when people go to my aunt is a teacher, and when teachers look at your children, they're only seeing with the things that your children say. Everything is picked up from the house. That's how children learn to talk. They pick it up from the house. They pick it up from what they hear. Everything a child learns, everything a child does. He learns to walk from seeing other people do it. He learns to talk from seeing other people say certain things. They pick up phrases. They learn how to use phrases. They learn how to use a tone of voice. They learn that all from their parents primarily. So if you have two parents and you have them in there doing every type of thing and thinking that everything is okay and my child does it at school, how can I explain to my teacher to his teacher why my son went to go kiss another guy? Obviously, that may be something that he saw in the house if he's that young. Or maybe he just made that decision to do it on his own. But if it's my fault, I'm going to feel bad about it. And that's the bottom line. I'm going to feel horrible because at that point, you didn't take it to another level. Because now you're affecting your child's life. You're affecting your child's life.
Right.
And that's just something I would never do.
Right. And for me, I don't want my nieces to think that, boys are supposed to put makeup on and boys are supposed to, not to say that I don't, agree with that because, you do what you do, but I don't want them to think because they, growing up, they supposed to, know what a boy's supposed to do, what a girl's supposed to do. Girls wear makeup, boys don't. I don't want
I have to say though but that's feeding into stereotypes. We give ourselves these labels and we have to be that. And you have to raise your kids to go against the status quo. I'm not saying makeup has to be the thing, but you have to install something into them like, this is what people tell you what you're supposed to be, and this is what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be yourself and not feed into the bullshit and the fascist bullshit they keep repeating to people, because that's all it is. I mean, like, I understand what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, if she sees a boy over there popping his ass and shit, what is she supposed to think of that?
But honestly,
what does she don't think?
I think it's different. I mean, honestly, if I had a girl, I think it would be a whole lot different. My only worry is if I have a boy. If I have a boy, I do not want to see my son see me kissing another man. That's not fair to him. That's not fair, because if his daddy's doing that, he's going to think it's okay and it's normal. Will he not think that's normal, Broken Leg? That's all I'm asking you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that at one point we have to all accept what we are. And I'm not saying going, you know what I mean? I'm not really a big, person on, like, public display,
I accept anything from anybody. I don't disagree. Like, you do you. Like, I don't care that you do that, but, like, it's just like, I want
like a quick second and say that I feel like it's all up to the parents.
Need to go off and see the proper way of living and shit.
As a parent, you have to sit down and explain, because it all comes from the house and the home. And my mom sat me down as a child and explained to me that if you do want to like boys, then that's going to be who you are, but that's not how all guys are. And there are guys out there who do like boys, but she explained to me at a young age so that when I did see another guy kissing another guy, that I didn't feel like, oh, that's what I have to be, but I seen that that's what I did already as a child. Children don't tell you everything that they do. Now, for my cousins who, are straight, they're not gay, and they did see that, seeing the same thing that I seen when we were out, they didn't say, they didn't say ill, they didn't say that's nasty, because my aunt set them down and did the same thing that my mom did with them. And they understood that they had a cousin who did do these things that these other guys did, but they didn't feel like they had to do them, or that they feel that, or to even agree with it for that matter. They have friends that were gay that they didn't like, but they accepted me because I was their cousin. So it all really comes from the household and how you raise your children. But I totally agree.
The keyword you used to me was understood. I want, when my child is able to understand those words that your parents told you, that's when I'll be able to be more open with him. But if he can't understand, listen, this is not necessarily what you need to do. This is just something you see out in the open. People have different lifestyles. If he's not of age to understand what you understood at that age, then I don't want him around that, because he's basically going off of everything he sees. When children are 1 and 2 years old or 3 years old, I'm not talking about when he gets like 5 or 6 where I can sit him down.
You're talking about when they're younger and they don't understand and they just see what they see.
I understand that. I understand, because I kind of get upset when I see kids at Pride, because I don't think, because it's just too much adult activity going on at Pride.
No, that's a bit much.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
because, dudes walking around in chaps with no underwear on, it's just asses. Even if Pride was a straight event and they were doing it, if it was Freaknik, I would take my kids to it.
We about to, my show's about to cut off, but guys, what's your number to call in? What's your number?
646-929-0696.
And I'm going to post everybody from B-Sales. I'm going to post the link.
I think I got to go then, because I'm going to get cut off, right?
Okay. Everybody on B-Sales, I'm about to post the link on the number and everything for her show on there, so you guys can see exactly where to go and stuff. But my show's about to get disconnected, but Broken Leg show is still going on, so you guys continue to tune in. I'm going to put all the links on the B-Source board, so you guys can just transfer over and just whatever. Y'all don't have to leave the chat room or anything like that, but I'm just going to put the link in there so you guys can go over to her show, so y'all can be listening. We can all be on the same point, okay? So mine's about to wrap up in a minute. I'm going to disconnect right now. And, guys, again, for those of you who do not know what the link is and stuff and the number and stuff, I'm going to post all that information on B-Source so you guys can just transfer over. And I'm going to be posted in the chat room, too. All right? Okay. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to be right back, y'all.
Okay. We're going to play music anyway, so go ahead and take your time.
Okay.
Yes!
Bye-bye, guys.
90 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to play Mike Ant, since you've been asking for him.
Yeah, because we were,
Okay, here's Mike Ant, you guys.